is action faster than reaction. Because here's the problem. For me to actually block a punch, I've got to see the punch. I've got to see it and react to it to get my hands up. It's quicker to strike than it is to watch and block. Now, it doesn't mean there isn't a solution. To be able to deal with punches, there's a couple of things you have to put into place. One of them you'll get through experience, which is intuition. You'll get a sense for intuition when the person's actually going to throw a punch. When you've got a little bit more experience, what you tend to see is the load up of the punch. So you could be talking to the guy, and we have our distance, and he's arguing, I've got my hands up, I'm doing all the right things, and then I see the little twitch of the shoulder, or I see the angle of the body, of how he's standing. So I can sort of get a feel for where the punches are coming. Try to intercept. Interceptions are basically hitting first. They're not essentially watching the punch and trying to intercept. It's an intuitive thing. It's basically, I face up against the guy, bang, and I throw my punch. And the reason why I throw my punch is because if he throws his punch by style, bang, and I throw my punch, my reaction of getting my hand forward is the same as your action of getting your hand forward. So therefore I don't have to react, basically observe, block, try to cover up, and then try to hit back. All I do is I throw my hands forward. The point is that you should just try to hit someone that's trying to hit you. And if you hit them that's trying to hit you, you're not dealing with the reaction, but rather than the action. And therefore, it's far better for you and much more effective in real self-defense. The second thing is usually placement. Sometimes when people are arguing and they're really intent on getting in your face, they're so focused, tunnel visioned on you. When you move, mask it behind your hand. So you say, look mate, I don't want any trouble, I don't want any trouble, I don't want any trouble, I don't want any trouble. What he's seeing is my hands moving. Not too erratically, because I don't want it to appear too nervous. But what I'm doing is I'm sort of giving him something that's distracting him while I'm getting into position. So I've sort of shifted off. Now he will naturally be moving, but the point is I've actually managed to get to a position, okay, that then if he starts to throw punches, I'm in a better position to dominate the space, the physical space between us. I can get inside the arms a lot easier because, let's face it, most people swing punches in street fights. They throw gross motor punches. They don't come in and do fine motor punches like this or whatever. They come in and they swing for the hills. Or they try to put combinations of swinging and what I always say, punches and bunches. Position also starts to give you that sense of quick start, the sense of reaction, when to go, bang. Because if you combine now, I've got position, I've dominated one side, I can now start to see when he's going to move his arm, okay, by the twitch of the shoulder or the drop or the rotation of the body or the turn of the head. Whatever the signals are, it actually comes from this, actually, a position. One last point, because this is in threes, is actually where you are can also give an idea of what he's doing. So this is where I always go back to my circles and lines theories. Someone throws a round punch, you always move on the inside of a round punch. If he throws a straight punch, you always move on the outside of a straight punch. Now, always is obviously quite dogmatic. You do your best to, because in reality it may not always play out like that. You may not be able to get to the outside, or you may not be able to tell, but if you train, you should get some intuition for it. If I'm on the outside of a punch, then it makes sense, as I've said before, if he throws a round punch, it's easier for me, bang, to get to the inside, because it's a very efficient way to protect myself. Because on the inside, if I go on the inside, however, bang, it leaves me more exposed. So what I want is my arm on the outside, so bang, when he moves, I'm on the inside. Can you see the efficiency of that? Now that is an easier way to block punches. If you can manage to get some sort of either control of position or control of tactile contact of arm, it's much easier to deal with bigger punches coming in because you've got a more efficient way of detecting the punch. It's a very, very simple concept. Okay, so the point is, your action is always going to be a stage behind their reaction. What you can do to develop your ability to react or act faster, this is a lot of things that we're trying to sort of get in, is that you should try to put the variables on your side, in your favor. So, just to recap, try to get your position, try to look for the indicators of the strike. So hopefully that's been some advice. It's been practical as always. I try to keep it simple and useful. If you've got any comments, feel free to leave them. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click the bell notifications because it does make a difference. It does give you our updates on what we're doing, and hopefully you like it. Thanks for watching.